talk about is time sensitive. Now, if you want to ask some questions, I'll try to answer them best of my abilities. We'll go from there. If you got to take off, enjoy the Sunday. Appreciate you guys for stopping in on this day. But that's it. Now let's get into a little Q&A. Meme is here. Also learned Merrill Lynch still prohibiting its investment advisors from... I did not know that. Huh. Merrill Lynch is prohibiting its investment advisors from recommending crypto. Sounds like par for the course. And that's fine. Like, I don't think every investment advisor and every investment house is really set up the same way to get into these types of assets. And if they don't want to do it, that's fine. That's why like people have choices. They're like, well, I really would like to get into Bitcoin or something else. Let me go over here. Great. No problems there. Meta one of the crews is incredibly excited about Phantom. I had bought some before the last crash and never recovered. Is there anything worth getting excited about? Not for sure on Phantom. The Phantom wallet's really nice. Does pretty well. And there it is. Skillful DSL says that's irrelevant. Near, Render, and NVIDIA will do just fine regardless if he talks about them or not. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. It's right. It's just some guy who's talking to a computer on a Sunday in front of this really nice green screen, talking to you about these different crypto projects that may or may not do anything. Maybe I'll go to zero. Who knows? Ooh, AIOZ. Yeah, I don't know. JP Trey says the graph is very important, which I've said before. It's like the Google when Google first came out. Could be. Probably do great. Kind of it is. Terra Luna. I don't know if that's going to make it. Of course, Terra Classic. People still like that. Rich Tran says, it's not shilling. It's sad to see that NVIDIA's AI conference features near CEO, Ilya, great guy, who also founded TensorFlow, and not to be talking about it here. Yeah, look, can't squeeze them all in. We just talked about, what, 8 different projects? So Near looks pretty good. I own a boatload of it. Thanks for pumping my bags, Rich. I appreciate it. Hopefully it works out. Who knows? And that Weasel Hoskinson better work harder at pumping my ADA bags. Look, there's nobody better than Charles Hoskinson as far as like marketing and getting the message out. Is there anybody better as far as like a founder? I mean, come on. Guy's fantastic. New Luna Zero, sugar-free. Jamal says, any thoughts on Alvara Network? We featured it on Dan Deachin. I think it would do great. It's essentially a DeFi hedge fund. And well, it seems like it was the ERC 721 is the Ethereum protocol for NFTs. They proposed ERC 7621, which will allow people to give baskets and put different cryptos in these different baskets, essentially making them their own hedge fund if they want to. And I didn't think it would be adopted by the Ethereum Foundation, and it was. And it was just a stroke of luck genius, I guess, that it actually worked out. Now it's doing pretty well. I wonder how the price is doing. I guess that'd be the bigger question, which is what everybody asks. That's nice, but what about here. Let's take a peek. Alvara. It's up 2%. Fantastic. $1.46 isn't bad, but what has it done over 7 days? In 1 month? I think it peaked at almost $3. That's not $1.46. Yeah, we'll see. So yeah, you can do a 24-hour thing, but just remember, when in doubt, zoom out, even for the stuff that isn't doing so great. But what can you do? I think it'll all pick up later. How'd the volleyball do? Played a game, back was okay. Feeling pretty good. Yeah. Rob, have you heard any updates on info on the Tangent Ring? I have not. We'll see if they roll it out. I'm not going to get it, though. I don't get it. I like a card and simplicity. I don't want to have like a ring on my finger, and that's like where I keep a bunch of my crypto, so no. If you're Serge, if you're in it for the tech, AI coins will disappoint you. If you just care about selling at a profit, it'll probably work. We'll see what happens. Although it's probably not too far off. A lot of these projects are not going to make it. It's like any business, right? This is every time that I've started a business, I always think to myself, okay, this is going to do really well. And then you go for it and you're like, what the heck happened? And some do well and some just don't for whatever reason. And like I've always said, it's like that great restaurant down the street that opened up 6 months ago. You go to it, you love it. Not too many people there, but the food is fantastic. The service is excellent. It's reasonably priced. Then you go back like a week later and it's still there. Not a couple people are there and it looks like it's going to make it. And then just yesterday you drive by and you see a for sale sign. Some things just don't make it. That's just how it is. Same thing here. What about AGIX? Probably do pretty well. And the same, let me pull this up. Same gentleman that's on for AGIX, Ben Gortzel, is the same one that's for Hypercycle. So yeah, probably do pretty well. But who knows? Hey, Rob, rumors you have a Discord channel and or a secret channel? Not on Discord, no. Let's see. Do you own ICP? I own that. Probably do pretty well. I don't know. Also, Tal Binsur, probably do pretty well. I don't own any of it, but yeah. Can't pay AGX on an exchange. That's crazy. Do you own PAL? I don't own that. How big is a decent portfolio? I have 22 coins. Is that too much? No. Some people only have a portfolio of one, and they're like, that's good. I just got into Ethereum. I just got into Bitcoin. That's it. Some people say I've got a portfolio of 3, and that's good. Some people say I got 20. Some people say I have 100. I always remember this guy. There was a meetup that we did here in Puerto Rico last year, and this was during the peak of the bear market, and he showed me his phone, and it was just a massive amount of coins I've never seen before. And I can't remember what they actually were, but he had $1 million worth of these coins, and it was over 100 different coins. And he's like, look, he goes, I just need a couple of these to pop off and I'll be 10 million. And I'm like, that's how you want to do it? He's like, yeah. I wonder how that works out. He's probably a billionaire now. Who knows? Render's doing well. Yeah. Rob, have you seen Limewire? Yeah, I've seen it. I remember the original Limewire back in the day. But yeah, I had a chance to put it on Dan Degen. I just passed on it. Just wasn't for me. And just because I pass on it doesn't mean it's not going to do awesome. Probably do just great. Let's see. Yeah, and Serge says, Aethir just claims that they have 4,000 H100s. Their website uses AI-generated graphics showing they have 4,000 HH1010s. Anyone can make a website on that. That's not what the report said. It said 400, I believe. I think. No, it said 4,000, yeah. But you're right. I mean, anybody can make that. They can make that claim. I can claim that. I got 10,000 A100s. Wonder how we can prove that. Just like a walkthrough of the warehouses. Yeah. Do you own Jupiter? I do own Jupiter, Andy. And I think that did quite well, as a matter of fact, in the last 48, 72 hours. Superverse has me in good profits. Good for you, man. Good for you. Rob, not financial advice. How much percent of the Solana would you sell this bull run? 80%. 80%. And I'll keep 20%, to the moon bag. See what happens. But yeah, I don't need that much Solana to do the transactions. It's like 0.0001. So I don't need that much. And of course, the price will go up, sure. But yeah, if the last 13 years or so has proven anything to us, 13, 14 years, there's usually a crash. But hey, maybe it keeps going up and it's a super cycle like everybody talks about. I can't even say that with a straight face. Maybe it will. Can Fetch AI go to 100? Yeah, it's narrative, right? What moves this market? Is it fundamentals and, really looking at a project for its utility? Or is it just people pumping like crazy and hype and greed? And yeah, I think that's pretty much what it is. So yeah, it could very well. Do you stake your ICP? No, probably should though. Charles will meditate then destroy you. As soon as he gets out of his ice cold bath. Let's see. Banner's broker. And this might be a question for everybody. Hi, Rob. What's the best solution to swap, from instance, USDT to Bitcoin? Handy just do on the hardware wallet. You can do it on the hardware wallet. I can do it in my Tangem. You can do it in Ledger. But just be aware that those fees are going to crush you. For some reason, Ledger decided to partner up with MoonPay, which I think is the worst as far as like transactional costs. So I'll never use them for that. But what I like about Tangem is that they'll use X Exchange, and they'll use a couple other different ones where you can swap out. 1inch is one of those. But you're still going to pay on these. There's still going to be fees in there. I mean, the fees through the network are nothing almost, usually if you're doing it. But the fees for the actual exchange that's using it, it's pretty high. So on sometimes that's where centralized exchanges do pretty well. If you're on Binance, sometimes it's just better to use Binance. And if you're on Coinbase, it's better to use the pro version of Coinbase and Kraken. Anyhow, if there's somebody else has some better suggestions for banners, then let me know in the comments. But yeah, I've not a big fan of the massive fees. And if you're doing anything with ERC20 L1s, whoo, forget about it. Red Panda Pie. Jupiter changed the game for me. I invested in less coins, but you have Sol outperforming Bitcoin and Sol outperforming Sol. Heavy up, Jupe and Pyth. Yeah. And you know what? I think Sol is doing great. And then a couple of these projects we talked about, like that IO, Cloud IO, that's, I believe, going to be on Solana. And then Render, I believe, is on Solana. So, I mean, but everyone's going to have their own little coin now. Jam Bell. It's dumping now. Depends on, probably. That's the thing about crypto and the prices. If you don't like the price, just wait around for 10 minutes. It'll change. Thank you. Yeah. AIOZ. Look, there's just so many things that I can get into before I'm just like, I'm kind of saturated. I have over 80 tokens. So I think I'm a little bit overexposed. But you got to remember, like a lot of these like degen plays, it's only like 3 to 5% of my portfolio. 75, well, it's going down a little bit. 70% of my portfolio is still Bitcoin. I know. Doug, Duke's Media. Robbie, think Vanguard talking down on Bitcoin, but invest in all kinds of crypto-related companies seems a bit shady? Depends. I know some people, they corrected me in the last one because I talked about Vanguard, and they said, remember that they own a massive amount of Bitcoin miners stock, and they also own a massive amount of MicroStrategy stock. Like, could be, but I don't know. I think those types of stocks are a little bit more stable. Although if you take a look at a time frame of MicroStrategy, the time that it did the best, I mean, it was very, very static from 2002 to 2019. Nothing really happened with that one. I'll just show you. Let me show you this. MicroStrategy. So if you take a look over, oh, this doesn't matter. I mean, over a year, you're like, well, that's nice, right? Hey, look at that. But if you max out and really zoom out, MicroStrategy did the best in the .com era, 2000. Look at that, 3,130. And they say that we're the speculators. Back in those days, it was just a run for the money. And then, of course, it just dropped off like all .com projects did. And then it was just flat for quite some time. Maybe that's why Vanguard get into it, because they're boring. Or no, it's not that they're boring. It's a bad way to say it. They're stable. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the ticket. And then, of course, then when Michael Saylor got into Bitcoin, look what happened. Whoop. And that was in 2021. And then, of course, November 12th was, I think, the top. And then it dropped because of course, Bitcoin dropped and had a little bit of turbulence. And now, of course, we're back over here. So yeah, it's a little history of MicroStrategy. But as far as Vanguard talking it down, whatever. It's a good point, Doug. I just, people are going to sell a narrative no matter what. That's really what it comes down to. Where to buy Aethir? You can't buy it. It's not going to be a coin until Q2, I believe. Can you recommend a crypto financial advisor? No. They don't even know if those even exist. Well, that's not true. I mean, if you put Bitcoin in the crypto sphere there, then that would be everybody from Fidelity to BlackRock. So everybody else is shilling along with their ETF. So yeah, there's something like that. Rob, do you get help cleaning the pool house? This is all a green screen. So I just take the green screen down and stick it in the washer and come back nice and clean. HN says, Rob, I still generally don't understand what most of this AI coins have to do with AI. Singularity, maybe, because they try to run a decentralized AI network, at least. The rest. This is why I'd like everybody to really take a deep dive into Fetch AI to see exactly what they're talking about. Again, that video the guy did made me question it, but it's really comes down to is this. If we know that, to speak to it, if we know that we need massive computational power for AI, that makes sense, right? And we've got people who don't want to build these massive warehouses like we just talked about, because the startup is pretty substantial. Even if they are big businesses, it's still pretty substantial. So maybe what we do is we say, like, look, if you have these types of rigs or GPUs, we're just going to pay for the unused space and then go from there. And then we're going to pay you in a token. So I can see how that is. But the other stuff, I don't really get it either, quite honestly. Oh, boom, yeah. With fees, Binance is the best. Second is Kraken Pro. All right. Good to know. Crypto Stevo, Puerto Rico, here we come. I got to tell you, I know we're in a bull market because everybody talks about moving down here. It was a funny thing because when I moved in, we started in 2020, got here in 2021, and we saw a massive inflow of people from the mainland, come over. And I mean, we were one of them. I'm not going to say like I'm Puerto Rican. Come on. But the massive amount of people that came into Puerto Rico, it's a massive exflow because everybody thought that the bull run was going to last forever. And I saw friends that just had to move back. So like, oh, I didn't think the market was going to be this bad. And now here, everybody's talking, or some people are talking about it. But just remember, if you're going to come here, you got to look at like a four-year plan at least. At least. JC, do you think the cycle top is coming in early? If so, how early? Could be at the end of 2024, like people have been talking about. Left shifted all-time highs, like Bob Lucas. I could see that. I could see how things just get too frothy too fast. And then, of course, the market starts to get manipulated as people start to long or short it and go on leverage, and all of a sudden things just go down. Because whatever. Just take a look at how many longs and shorts were liquidated in the last 48 hours. Not good. And that's kind of how it is. Hey, cat with a K. Enjoy sawing the walk with the dog Sunday on the beach. Hope all those babies find loving for them. Yeah, because every Sunday, everybody knows. If you follow us on X, you know that we go and do we walk shelter dogs here in Puerto Rico. Amigos de los Animales, and it's only like an hour or two. You just spend time with these dogs and you walk them to get them out of the kennel. It's pretty great, and that's like, you know, just donate an hour of your time or 2 hours, and then to leave this here. Poldy says DCA out in November. Might not be a bad plan. All right, everybody, that's it for today. So look, like today's video, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and we talk about it's time sensitive. As a reminder, taxes are coming up. I know it's everybody's favorite idea and plan and things to talk about. If you're looking for help, go to CoinLedger, there's a link in the description, and it'll help you do your taxes from the time that I started up the program, the time I sent it over to my CPA, 30 minutes. Don't stress out. Very super simple way to do things, and go from there. And if you don't even want to do that, at least sign up for the free portfolio tracker. That's it. All right, everybody. Thanks so much. Appreciate you. See you on the next one. Have a good rest of the weekend.